Greetings, I'm Hamster, and welcome back to Monster Hunter. Unfortunately, I am here alone by myself, and I'll be doing this for the exploration video parts. For the exploration videos, I thought I'd suit up and make a fancy set of armor that normally you wouldn't use otherwise. It's the Bahabra armor. You know, kind of look classy, and I decided to, why not, go with the Azidahaka. The color scheme sort of fits with the weapon. Plus, it's light and mobile. Exactly what I need for my purpose. So what it gives is razor sharp, meaning it'll take a lot of time to damage the sharpness of the weapon, but most importantly it's the status attack up, why you'd want it. It does double the damage of poison received. Now, the reason why you'd never really want to wear this armor in general is because Bahabras are weak to a lot of elements, and on top of that, they have really poor defense, so if you get hit by anything, you're going to take a lot of damage, so it's not really a very good armor. But the status up is very nice indeed, so, you know, I guess it depends on what you're really trying to go for. I can highly recommend, in general, not using it. So, which is why I'm going to use it for the exploration videos. Now, what are exploration videos, are you thinking? Well, you might be thinking that. Now, there are missions called Paul Pass ticket missions, or the name escapes me, but we'll see in a few moments. I just remembered I forgot a Farcaster, so I wanted to grab one. But, oh, they're called Harvest Tours, right. Came to me. Now, these things, they're essentially gathering missions. They don't cost any money to go on, and they're perfect if you need, well, area-specific materials. It's kind of like Free Hunt, only there are no large monsters, usually. And if there was a large monster and you did manage to kill a large monster, you'd still get your Free Hunt bonus rewards at the end. Not like you get farm points for it, but you would actually, you know, it would count as you haven't killed it. But I don't believe this game in single player has any large monsters in them. I think you need to get into high rank to do that. Or, well, I know G rank in Freedom Unite has monsters in the Harvest Tours. So, you all remember the Flooded Forest? I figured, while we've seen the general layout and we've quickly glanced at it, I thought we'd take a look at it proper. Now, throughout these exploration videos, I won't be talking all too much, but I will note out specific things, like here there is definitely some delicious items you can get a hold of, but I show that off in a different video. One thing that I did not show off in this video is that there is actually a, usually there's always a red rock here whenever you go into this mission. I believe it also appears in other missions as well. But just down at the end, just at the entrance of 3, before you leave this zone, there should be like a mining stone. And you can get some pelagicite out there. That being said, the main reason would be that you would want, you can see it just barely there on the side. The main reason why you'd want to go to this place on a harvest tour is because you would need more pelagicite, and this is an easy way to do it. Or if you need it, I believe it's killer beetles. Usually most zones will have a unique ore and a unique bug type to them, but that's not always the case. In Area 3, I should mention, you can do some spearfishing. There are small fish swimming around, just kind of like it was in the deserted island. Here it is bomb arowana that you can fish. So if you bring a spearfish, which I sadly forgot to do, you can give him a little stab and get some bomb arowanas pretty easy. But if you want fish, it's probably better off using the fishing fleet. And having taken my time to actually look at this area, normally you don't look at the areas very much. You just go out, do your hunt, get it over with, get your rewards, and then do it again. But having actually spent time looking at the maps, they're very beautifully crafted. I think Capcom did a very good job on crafting some pretty good maps. As you'll be seeing in the jungle, there is a lot of ancient ruins from some presumably a ancient civilization that I would assume got destroyed. Like here we have a sort of Aztec pyramid of sorts. Or would that be a Mayan pyramid? I'm not too savvy on my history, I must admit. But I do like this pyramid here, and normally you wouldn't notice it unless you look up. I mean, you might notice the ruins, but perhaps not the large structure. I should also note that by the tree, there should be some ruins up near the right side. I'm looking towards it with the camera right now. But near the tree, there should be a bowgunner ledge that you can climb up. Unfortunately, as with all bowgunner ledges in this game, they can be destroyed. So, for anybody who's interested, there's a ledge there. I never really noticed it until, well, I guess recently. I just didn't show it off because I didn't know about it until, well, several videos later when I started farming in this area. Small ledges like that are pretty easy to miss. That being said, the Veggie Elder is here, and we get a gorgeous view of the waterfalls. And I believe if I look carefully enough, I can see where the secret area is, but unfortunately we can't get to the secret area until we do multiplayer high rank. I'll probably do a video just showcasing all the secret areas off, and just like an exploration video, just explaining all about the secret areas. But we'll get to that when that comes. Trying to see if I can angle it, hit towards it, but I really can't seem to find the spot. Camera seems to be clipping under the water when I want to look up, which, well, naturally that's what it would do. But again, as I've stated before, 6-5 are wonderful areas for Plagiocite. If I were to do a mining run for Plagiocite, I would take the secret exit from the base camp to 6, go mine there, go to 5, mine there, and then go all the way back to 1, do some mining. And again, as I mentioned, there are some pretty neat spots to gather from around 1 as well, and I highly recommend, if you still got spare time before the time is up, then go gather it. But speaking of which, I haven't mentioned what I mean by the time is up. See, you have a hell of a lot of time, 50 minutes just to be in this mission. Now, after 5 minutes, a ticket will appear in the item box. That's the supplies delivered sign that you get. When that pops up, you can pick this ticket and put it in the red box, the delivery box, and end the mission whenever you want. So once you're done farming, well, you're pretty much free to leave. Occasionally, very rarely, a mining spot will spawn up against the right side of the wall there, as you saw. But I'm getting I was just getting some nice views of under the water. I guess it wouldn't be called seaweed, would it? It's not near the ocean. But, I think the underwater is very pretty. And Cha-Cha is demonstrating his ability to flash bomb, I guess. I hope I don't get sued for epilepsy. I do apologize. But as you can see in this cavern here, there are still ancient ruins. So the question lies, did it sink under the earth? Or was this cave just, empty to begin with? They started building their caves in a ruin. Well, who knows? One thing I do wish they would do, though, is make a map like the ancient tower from Freedom Unite, only it's sort of more like a ruined city type area that you're wandering around and fighting in, perhaps, because I would imagine that the monsters would have moved in. But perhaps that's just kind of an idea that I think that would be interesting to explore, since you have all these great ancient ruins all over the place. If you're also looking to score some good minerals, in Area 8 there should be a lot of minerals on land. They can be down at the base of the pillars at the bottom, but usually they're up along this path here, and this area will generally have respawns. I do like the lighting in this area with the waters reflecting up into the cavern, and I think it looks very pretty. I know I've said that quite a bit, but, the fact is that, Capcom has put a lot of effort into the maps, and trying to make them semi-consistent in the sense that you can kind of see where you came from on maps, and kind of get an idea that, okay, I came from that way over there. It might be a great distance away, but that's generally the area you came from. And if you did feel like it, you could jump from 7 to 6, as you can see the map. And as I was mentioning before, this is like down the river. I was trying to see if I could see the ledge where the Veggie Elder was. Because knowing Capcom, they would have modeled that in, well, probably. And then I was just kind of hoping I could point out that the ledge was there, and I think they did some cool level design. Mostly what I like about the level design, well, not so much the level design, but, the art, I guess, if you want to call it that, is like the backgrounds. I really do like the backgrounds. Like, they have very effective vistas that you can see in the distance. And they do give, like, a nice tropical rainforest feel. Also, there's this little nook here in the side of the cliff. You can crawl there, or you can go around. I would like to point out that this giant rock here that I'm looking at, this big rock, can be destroyed. Now, if you're fighting a big monster in this area, which is pretty rare, now your first instinct might be, I crawl in the hole and hide behind the big rock and use some items. Now, that whole cliffside can actually be destroyed by monsters, so you're not entirely safe there, but I just never really knew about that because it doesn't come up very often, though I would like to point out to beware. Now that we're finally in Area 10, we get some nice ruins, and what looks to be a wyvern's nest. I imagine they had planned that maybe they would do a transporting mission from the nest here down to the camp, but they never made one, and that's why they always left the options open. Also, monsters will, of course, rest by the nest, but not all the monsters have a nest per se, though they still rest in a certain spot. Like Barroth, for example, he will rest in the mud, but he has no proper nest, I believe. Or at least nothing that I've noticed. But, you know, as you can see, there are plenty of ruins in the background, and I quite like the touch in this area. Again, you can see a lot of things you'd normally not see if you just look up with the camera. And I really like that. And, as you can see, Paw Pass ticket. And you grab it, and then you put it over in the delivery box, and the mission is over. Pretty simple. That being said, if you need Pelagicite or Killer Beetles, this is the mission to do it in. If before that, you're probably going to want to stick with the kill 7 Ludroths. With the quest complete, I will bid you all a good day or a good evening, depending on the time you watch this. I'll see you next time.